Merrick, you're far more advanced when it comes to the F1 thing. As you know, like all professional, you have to pick your niche area.
Yes.
That's not one of mine.
I respect that, yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm more based on the family base and the
Yes.
asylum and all of that.
Yes.
But have you ever had a situation or observe a situation where a F1 student comes into your office and you sense, or the person actually articulate to you that they are under immense pressure from demands from relatives back home, expecting them to send back money, or work and send back money for them?
I'll give you one better than that.
Yes.
While I was a student years ago, I was extremely friendly with a lot of other individuals and West Indian individuals, Indians, and even a few from Africa, and that were foreign students. And we had commonalities, and we shared a lot of those commonalities together, which included not only food and music, but it also included the enculturization of these individuals and what is expected of them.
Yes.
I personally knew a great friend of mine, very close, a young lady from Lebanon who grew up in the West Indies, and a few from Trinidad, Guyana, and India, and as well as Jamaica and other West Indian and Eastern countries.
Yes.
And one of the many things that we discussed was the hidden pressure that's placed on them from the expectations of the very individuals who were very proud of them coming to the United States. So this would be the dialogue. The dialogue would be, my mother and father are so proud. I'm the first one in the family to even make it out of the country, much less to be in a university. However, because of poverty, they were not able to meet certain guidelines.
Right.
So we met some sponsors over here, and I'm living with them, but I also have to pay them rent. So I have to do my work, and my family, I was the one taking care of them, and I still have to do my best to take care of them. Now remember, I'm limited in the amount of hours I can work.
Right.
I cannot leave the state to go to work in another state.
Right.
I'm not allowed free travel, and I'm only allowed to work not only with those hours, but within a certain sphere of employability.
Yes.
And we're expected to pay our bills, pay our rent. And one of my friends, the one from Lebanon, said that living with other individuals that were her sponsors has created great tension. And she spoke about financial tension, sexual tension, even religious tension. Meanwhile, her parents back home, as proud as they were expecting remittances.
Yes.
Now, when I studied in college, whether it was because of just being happy to study, or because I was at home, whether I was naturally smart or the work was easy, it was fun for me.
Yes.
Plus, I went back home to my parents. But we have a foreign student that can't work,
Yep.
is expecting to support a family, support the tuition 3 times,
Yes.
not getting any financial aid or grants.
And have to maintain a certain level of
Have to
academic
maintain it.
standard.
So you and I did not have to maintain that level.
No.
You and I did not have to pay 3 times the amount.
No.
You and I did not have to live according to some rules about employability.
No.
You and I probably did not have to pay rent at that time because we went back home to our parents.
Yes.
You and I were entitled to grants and tuition waivers and Pell grants and loans.
Yes.
So the pressure we had was just to get up out of bed in the morning, find our cleanest dirty shirt, and went to school and go to school. With these individuals, it wasn't like that. It was not like that. And there are many times when this individual, during holidays, could not go back to visit her parents because the money that she had left could either be used to purchase an airplane ticket and go home empty-handed,
Right.
or stay here for the summer in the hopes of getting a job and using that money to feed herself.
So in addition to that, and you being the representative for these clients, have you experienced persons who you have filed for, who started the process, but was unable to complete it based on those and stress?
Sure, and in my career and of representing immigrants, murderers, rapists, and a host of other individuals, one of the saddest situation is when a person excels in their school at home, applies for a university pass, gets accepted, comes up with the 3 times tuition,
Right.
leave their homeland, come to live with strangers, no work for the first year, and flunk out.
Yeah.
And most of them flunk out not because they're not brilliant. These are brilliant kids. But the change in environment,
Yes.
and a lot of them are not accustomed to the winters, change in environment, change in culture, change in the way the warmth from their family now disappears.
Right. Lack of family support, so to speak.
Yes, and for the most part, language differences or English cultures differences. So, for example, we have individuals or brothers and sisters from Guyana, Jamaica, Trinidad. When we are here in the United States for the first few months, English is not English.
Right.
It's different. And one of the saddest things you could do to a student is to say, learn to speak English. When you're speaking English, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, the hardship is real. The stresses are real. But I'll tell you this, for those who can endure it, that's the motto.
Yeah.
The rewards are real.
The rewards are real.
Gonna have to make a hard stop, guys, at 7:01.
Good.
But that was perfect.
Good.
Good.